Hey there, Sart here. As you can see, I got my rank 1 against Nabunoga, the Shogun of Unknown Origin, and I was pleasantly surprised to discover that this one was rank 1able without having to rely on, the new Ibara or, leader skills or anything like that. I was a bit concerned, knowing the cow was going to last 3 weeks, that it was going to be, more tuned for leader skills. Now, with that said, this is still not an easy fight. I definitely had to throw all my best units, all my best gear into this to get it done. So, it's certainly not an easy fight, especially, finishing the fight. Hitting the damage cap isn't too difficult with really strong units. It's a matter of finishing the fight after you've hit that damage cap, because the boss puts up a considerable amount of human mitigation, and most of the units that I have are humans, so that makes it pretty difficult. I don't have very many non-human damage dealers that are really strong or Clash of Wills units, except for the near units. I do have my 2B, but as we all know, physical units suffer from that party attack 25% reduction, and that really hurts. But I still used 2B to get my rank 1 because I was adamant that she could get it done, and we did it. So let me show you. I'll turn on all these modifiers and I'll show you how we got it done. So here's the party that I used. You see the 2B there. 2B is definitely the most swappable unit on this party. I would highly recommend swapping her out and putting in, preferably another non-human mage, someone like Tsukiko, or obviously like the new Ibara, or Lilith, or even the old Ibara. The old Ibara, if you have her to EX3, she's a much better slot in there. I don't have any of those units. I've got Tsukiko. I could potentially put Tsukiko in there because she's a fairy in her Brave Shift form, and this boss is weak to fire, so she can definitely do that. But I was adamant about using 2B. I went all in on 2B, spent a lot of lapis, so I was like, by the goddess, I'm gonna use her, I'm gonna rank 1 with her, and I did it. So I'll show you how I did it. Everyone else on the team, however, is pretty much locked in if you're gonna follow this strategy. If you want to follow this strategy, because you have the units, those 5, everybody but 2B are pretty much locked in here, hard locked, because they all have very unique roles to play here, and they're all very important for this strategy to work out. 2B, however, feel free to swap her out for someone else, all right, because she's very easy to lift right out of here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get straight to the fight, because anything can happen. If I just happen to get really unlucky with damage variance, then we might come up short in a few places. We have to do at least 3 billion damage on turn 4 so that we push the 50% threshold, and so that one's kind of an important one. If I don't hit that, I'll have to restart. And then just finishing out the fight, there's a chance we come up short on turn 10 by like 1 or 2%. Really sucks if that happens, but like I said, this fight definitely pushes the limits for units, I think, in a lot of places, unless of course you have a lot of non-human damage dealers. If you've got Lilith and Ibara, they're going to handle this one for you just fine. But otherwise, you just got to do what you got to do. So here's the team we're working with. Let's get in there and see how we get it done. All right, so there's the preemptive gravity attack. We don't really care about that. Abigail can handle it even with only 4, 5,000 HP. She's going to be just fine. We don't have to worry about it at all. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to let Olive go ahead and start charging up her Magnus. Then we're going to have Fryevia do Unguard, Flick, and Aurora keep pressure for some breaks, and the Sword Imperil. She is wielding the Dark Vision's sword. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference if you only have her own STMR. I think that's fine. But yeah, Dark Vision sword obviously just a little bit better. Fry's not really doing a whole lot of damage on this team, but every little bit counts. Melissa's going to do Dial of Destiny on herself. We have to unlock her Seconds of Support by turn 4. That's our burst turn. Ayaka can just go ahead and do her LB. Abigail will do Drone Cover, Anti-Magic, and Contingency Plan. Get that started up. We're just going to do some morale fill here, so Avoid and double True Charge Blade. Okay, so the idea is we need to hit at least 180% morale by turn 4 so that we can unlock that attack and mag buff. It's the only 400% buff we have on this party. We don't have Sylvie or anybody to provide 400% buffs, so we need to unlock that one. So you got to hit 180 by then. All right, 2B will do her Brave Shifted LB. All right, Olive obviously needs some help filling up her LB for this turn. All right, so you'll notice we're using Olive much like a, what am I saying? Much like an EX plus 2 Olive here. All right, so we're doing like a 4-turn rotation, so an EX2 Olive will work. Now, Fryevia needs to use Aurora Key. Make sure she goes before Melissa, because we're going to use Melissa to remove the Ice Imbue from the party. This is just for the amp field for Ayaka. And then Triple Azure Preparation Plus to help refill Olive. Yeah, that was really lucky that we got our LB filled. Normally it's not filled up that quickly, but that's okay. Normally it's only like 5. At the most it'll be like 10 shy, and then we just use Abby to finish filling it up. All right, so Melissa's going to do All Consuming Darkness. This is what does the 3-turn Dark Imbue to the boss, as well as the 3-turn Dark Absorb. That'll be important for next turn when the boss does all the physical attacks. And then also the healing reduction. That's why it's important that we push the threshold on turn 4, or else that healing reduction will be gone and we will not be able to finish the fight. All right, so we'll do that. Chronic Flow and Abyssal Blessing to get that dark ramp started up, and that will remove the Ice Imbue from the party. Okay, so I'm gonna do this as if Olive needed a little more help on her LB, so we'll do Bar Fire Aja, Drone Cover, and Anti-Physical. Okay, now Olive can do her LB. All right, Ayaka will just do her setup skills here. All right, it kills me that this is only a 1-use Magnus. This is one of the reasons why I absolutely despise Ayaka's design. Whoever designed Ayaka needs to be taken out back and beaten, because this is the only demon killer buff we have on the party, and the fact that we only get to use it once really sucks, because we're gonna lose it for most of the second half of the fight, but we need it to hit the damage cap. So it's just like, it's so irritating that they gave her all these 1-use Magnuses. Whoever designed Ayaka clearly never played Clash of Wills. All right, so our morale Jin is on track to hit 180 by next turn. All right, so this turn, Fryevia will just do a few skills and then do her, this is her mag store, 500% mag store. You see we've got the Whipped Cream ability from the Ayaka card, so she'll use that next turn, obviously. Ayaka can do her SLB for her mag store and mod boost. All right, Olive is just going to do some prep here. Fiery Splash Brilliant, Sky Sea, Gunner Guardian, End on Fire Cannon, Fire. All right, Melissa will do her LB to herself again. That will unlock that Seconds of Support ability that we need for next turn. Abigail we'll just do Drone Cover, Anti-Physical, Anti-Magic. 2B will do Supreme Support to fill up her LB. It also comes with 400 morale fill, which is nice. Supreme Support and double True Charge. $182, nice. Looking good. Yeah, obviously anything you can do to get your morale even higher will just improve your chances of doing more damage on this turn. So if you have other gear, or if you have other ways that you can think of to increase your morale to get closer to 200% on this turn, that's great. I just needed 180 to unlock the attack and mag breaks, and now that we have it, I'm going to do it every turn. All right, don't forget to do your attack and mag buffs every turn from here on out. All right, Olive's going to do her SLB. 2B shifts, does her normal LB. Melissa will do shared immunity to get rid of the breaks. Seconds of support on Olive for the mod boost. And then Enchanted Dial Human to Olive for the human killer. Olive's going to be sort of our big carry on this one. Alright. Abigail is going to be our Dark Imperil. So I gave her Dark Breaker. That's Axstar's TMR. So this is our only Dark Imperil that we have on the team. Alright, Fryevia will obviously do the Whipped Cream. Ayaka will do her Finale. Alright, so for this burst, we'll do Olive and 2B together first, followed shortly thereafter by Fry and Ayaka. That way Fry and Ayaka can take advantage of the 90% Spirit Break. Alright, so let's hope, we're hoping for 3 bill or higher. That's looking a little slow there. I was hoping for a bit of a bigger burst. Whew, we just made it. Yes. Normally I'm doing like between 3 and 3.2. I think the lowest roll, like if everybody rolls low, we'll do like 2.8. So it's very rare that we don't hit that threshold with this team. And I'll show you the gear at the end so you know what to expect. So if your units aren't quite as strong, again, consider ways to improve your morale closer to 200% by turn 4. Alright, so before we do anything else, attack and mag. Okay, so the boss has dispelled himself completely. He's put up human mitigation, and it's pretty high. It's at least 50%, if not higher. And it's undispellable. He's also put up an undispellable attack and mag buff, but we don't really care so much about that one. So he has these breaks still. That's because Abigail does that every turn. They're only 80% though. We would like to have better breaks. But you see he has no imperils of any kind. We need to do some damage on this turn though. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, Abigail's going to do her SLB, because that does a 30% Omni Weapon Imperil. So that takes care of all of our weapon imperils for us. Alright, Melissa is then going to give the human killer to Ayaka, because she still has her 150% ice amp. And so even though she's a human, she'll probably do better than 2B on this turn for that reason. Alright, so she's going to do that. We'll then do... what else do we need to do on that? We'll do Parasol Shield, why not? And... how about shared immunity? Yeah, we'll just keep our break resistances up. Okay, and that should be all we need to worry about on this one. Just double check myself. Yep. All right. So now the boss doesn't have any imperils. We don't have any imbues either. We're not imbued with any element. So that's where Fryevia comes in. Fryevia is going to do Aurora Key to start and triple Azure Riposte. Ayaka will just do her quad Frosty Snow. 2B is going to do triple RO40 Blade. Actually, I might switch that. I'm just double checking this. Yeah, I'm actually going to switch that, because I think I can get her LB filled another way. Alright, I need to take that Tyvus' Spirit off. That's useless. I never use it. I'm going to do a triple True Charge Blade. Alright, because this, if you're going up against a human, actually has a higher modifier. It has a, if you're at 200% morale, it's got a 1000 total modifier. So that makes it, if you triple cast it, that makes it what am I trying to say? 3000, which is better than her other skill. And since we're chaining with Ayaka, we don't need the tag chains, so the tag chains are unnecessary. So here's what we have to do. All right, you have to do Olive's breaks, because we only have 80% breaks now. So we'll let Olive's breaks activate. We'll do a little setup, then so that Olive can land a dual summer shot. So I'm going to tap Olive. As soon as I see that both breaks have activated, I'm going to hit Fryevia first, followed by Ayaka and 2B in quick succession, so that we get all the hits in the chain, because we need to take advantage of as much damage as possible here. All right, I'm hoping to do at least 14 or 15% off the boss's health on this turn. Nice, nice. All right, that was a good burst. Yep. And so we don't really have to worry about refilling 2B's LB. You notice it's not full this turn. That's okay. We're not going to use it this turn. We're going to use it next turn so that we have that mod boost active for 2 subsequent limit bursts after that. Okay, because the boss has 50% mitigation now on top of the human mitigation, and that's active for 2 turns. So we're basically going to use these next 2 turns kind of like setup turns. We'll still do a little bit of chip damage because every little bit counts. All right, so Ayaka will do triple Trail of the Frosty Snow and Presents for Everyone. So we're going to start ramping up for an Ice Elemental Burst on turn 8. Okay, so we're kind of doing some flip-flopping here. We're using Dark, then Ice, and then we're going to end on Dark again. I'm not going to forget to do my Attack and Mag buffs. All right, Fryevia is actually going to come back to set up some better breaks, because every little bit helps. All right, Azure Key, Flick, Pressure. All right, Melissa's going to do her SLB on herself so that we have that Seconds of Support ability ready to go when we need it. Olive's just going to do another little quick little pinch of damage here, nothing too fancy. And Melissa's just going to set up just like she did on turn 1 with Drone Cover, Anti-Magic, and Contingency Plan. Okay, and that should be good. So we're just going to do another little bit of chip damage here, probably only like 4, maybe 5% if we're lucky. Yeah, that's fine. 4% is pretty common. All right, Fry's going to shift. All right, we're going to set up, but we're not going to do anything yet. She'll do Aurora Key, double Azure Prep, and Azure Key Insistence. We're not going to tap her yet, though, because we need her to help fill up 2B's LB. All right, don't forget our Attack and Mag buffs. All right, this turn, we're actually going to have 2B chain with Abigail. Again, just to do a little bit of damage. Just a little bit. All right, and again, we'll have Olive Cap, but we're going to do Fire Cannon Fire as her last action. All right, so on this turn, Melissa will do Enchanted Dial Human on 2B. We'll do a Bar Darkja to refill 2B, and then Uncontrollable Darkness, because we're gonna get the physical. This is a physical turn, so we need to make sure that we are all absorbing the physical attacks that are gonna come in. All right. Now again, we're gonna save that for after 2B and Abby. You can go ahead and send Ayaka's SLB. That's fine. Yeah, that's not going to impact anything. We just want to make sure we maximize the amount of LB fill that 2B gets. Okay. And again, this is only going to do like maybe 3% if we're lucky. Yeah, so we did 3%. Consider ourselves lucky on that one. All right, now Melissa and Fryevia can go. Alright, so you see 2B's pretty close to having her LB filled, which is great. Alright, before we do anything, attack and mag buffs. Alright, so the timing on this one is a little bit tricky. I'm going to explain what I mean here in just a second. Alright, so Melissa is going to do Enchanted Human, Dial Human. Again, she's going to do that on Olive. We'll do Minutes of Might, and then end with Abyssal Blessing. Now, you may be thinking that's going to get rid of our Ice Imbue, and you are correct. That's why it's the last action. We need to send everybody for their burst before that Abyssal Blessing activates, because we are all imbued with ice currently. The boss is imperiled to ice, and we would like to keep it that way. All right. So we need to send everybody before the Abyssal Blessing activates, but after Olive gets the Human Killer buff, at least, right? So that's why I start with the Human Killer buff. You want to at least make sure she's got that. If not the 250% LB buff, because currently she only has a 200%, so the extra 50%, you know, makes a difference, a little bit of difference. Every little bit counts here, right? So I'll explain just a second. Let me get 2B ready to go here. All right, with the Bar Fryevia, we'll do drone cover, anti-physical. All right. And then Ayaka is going to do one cast of Frosty Snow followed by Spirit of the Season to re-up the Demon Killer to herself, and then another to Carol of the Frosty Snow. The reason why I do one Frosty Snow first is because she currently has that 300% mag store, so you want to take advantage of that with that first cast. And then you can buff her Demon Killer and finish off with 2 more casts of it. Fryevia is going to, you know, carry everybody through with her quad-casted Bolting Strike, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, so we're set up for a burst. Again, I'm going to watch Melissa very carefully. All right, as soon as I see the second flash for that second cast of her ability, I'm going to send everybody, okay? Because we don't want anybody getting unimbued, because we currently have that 100% ice amp. We want to take advantage of that to do maximum damage. So I'm going to watch Melissa. As soon as I see the second cast, I'm sending everybody. All right, I think we got that off. That looks pretty good. Perfect. Awesome. That was fantastic. All right, I don't think there's any question that we're going to finish this fight. At this point, we're looking very, very good. Okay, attack and mag buffs, don't ever forget them. All right, now you're going to see why we saved that seconds of support, because we're going to use that on 2B now. 2B still has her mod buff from her Brave Shifted LB on this turn. We're going to add another 120 times mod thanks to double dipping on seconds of support. We'll then do Enchanted Human back to 2B. And I think we'll just do Shared Immunity. I think that's all we have to do. Abigail's almost certainly going to die on this turn, and that's fine. She'll re-raise. She's got re-raise up. She'll take a few hits, she'll die, and re-raise. She'll be just fine. But we need her to imperil the boss to dark, because we are now going dark element. We should have a 75% amp. We'll have 100% amp next turn to finish out the fight. Fry and Ayaka are just going full bore, quad casting their bolting strike from here on out. That's all they need to do. Olive. All right, we'll just set up, and she's going to do a big one on this turn. All right, with fire, gunner, fire, cannon, fire, because we're not going to get another SLB before turn 10. So we're going to use that fire, cannon, fire now while she has the mod buff from her SLB to her dual summer shot. All right, so that should be good. All right, send these two. Okay, so obviously we'll send Olive. We'll let that ramp up. Now, unfortunately, now that Fryevia and Ayaka are off element, because Fryevia is now dark element and Ayaka is ice element, their chain isn't going to ramp nearly as fast. So I'll have to send 2B sort of at the same time to help that chain get ramped up a little bit faster. That way, Olive, just make sure that Olive gets the full chain cap for her dual summer shot. All right, so I will send her. Nice. All right, we are in good shape. This boss is going down. No question about it. All right, no worries. All right, so we are going to finish this boss without issue. Okay. Fiery, Brilliant, Sky, Giant, Melon, Ammo, and Dual Summer Shot. Now the boss does have general mitigation. I believe it's only like 25% at this point. So it shouldn't be enough for us to have any issues. All right, so I'm going to shift 2B now. We're going to go back to her triple true charge blade. All right, we will have we'll have Abigail chain 2. We're going to do Enchanted Human to Ayaka because 2B will already have it. No problem. And then, yeah, we do like, I guess she doesn't really need to do anything else, does she here? So I did have it where I was refilling, I was having her and Abby refill 2B's LB, but I think doing 2B's triple, her triple true human blade is a better choice there. So yeah, I don't think she really has to do anything else here. I'll do another shared immunity to make sure we don't have any breaks, and just a bar darkja for more morale fill, I guess. Okay, and that should be good. Yep. So we should all boss should be imperiled to dark. Perfect. All right, we should all be imbued with dark. Ayaka, of course, doesn't worry about it. Just making sure. Yep. And we should have a 100% dark amp. Okay. So yeah, we should be good to go here. And yeah, we're just gonna chain it up. And yeah, we just got to do 8%. So that means we have to do like 400 million, which should be too easy. All right. Boom. There you go. 560. Yeah, so that we did like 11% right there. Very good. Very good. All right. So that's how I got rank 1 on this boss. you know, I'll certainly try some other teams now that I've got my rank 1. Feel pretty comfortable, pretty confident in how the boss works, how to mitigate everything that it throws at you, and I'll certainly try some different teams now. So there's the damage spread. Obviously, Ayaka and Olive are carrying the fight big time, and you know, 2B's just really there to sort of help us finish the fight, being a non-human and all. Frostbite, Fryevia, you know, doing some damage, but she's really just there more for the support, for the ice imbues, all the sort of support skills that she brings to the party. So she's definitely useful, but yeah, I mean, she's not contributing a whole lot there. Don't care about the rewards. Let's just get to the team. All right, I'm gonna do the party attack 25%, so you see what 2B's dreadful attack stat is. We'll do the party elemental resist as well, just so you see what it looks like. Not that it really matters. That's a freebie with this team. If you've got Melissa, the only elemental damage is the physical attacks on those physical turns, which we negate completely with the Dark Imbue. So honestly, the party's elemental resists they just don't even matter. All right, so let's take a look at the gear. So 2B, yeah, in a normal form, you know, I obviously didn't give her all the best gear because of the, you know, the huge impediment to physical damage units. You see her attack there is 7,823. If I go back real quick and turn that attack mod off, let's take a look and see. Yeah, 10.4K, and it was reduced down to 77,800. It's a huge hit. It is a huge hit. So yeah, not cool, not cool. But anyways, she needs a piece of Magister's gear for the chain cap boost. Otherwise, you know, just the best, highest attack gear you can give her. And yeah, here we go. As much killer, she hits killers pretty easily, being a premium unit. Obviously her own vision card since I have her EX3. And there you go, capped on killers, easy peasy LB damage. Like I said, she's not the best unit for this slot, being a physical damage dealer, but she does work, as you can see. In her Bracious form, pretty much the same. The only thing I should have done is gotten rid of that Tyvus' spirit. Not that it really makes a big difference. I mean, she's still capped on everything, but I could have put something there like a GF extension, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Abigail, honestly, just give her bulk. You don't need to worry about any kind of elemental resists at all with her. I did give her the Fiendish Armor Plus Plus. This is from the current story event that's going on. This thing is awesome. I love this piece of equipment. Definitely do not miss out on this piece of equipment because it gives 25% human demon mitigation. 25%. That is awesome. That's better than the Cozy Scarf, which only did 20. This is fantastic, and it's active until you die. And Abigail's, you know, she's not likely to die. She did die that one time, but, you know, that was on purpose. I fully expected it, and I was ready for it, prepared for it. You know, that is fantastic. Now, she's already got human mitigation in her kit, but she had no demon mitigation, so that 25% demon mitigation comes in handy. Definitely pick that up. It is awesome. Other than that, yeah, just some standard bulk gear. I did give her one of the Priest's Vengeance. This is the material you get from the current cow shop, and it does a counter ability with 100 morale restore, which can proc up to 2 times. So that's 200 extra morale every turn when she takes a hit, which is most likely. Dark Breaker, of course, for the Dark Imperil to the boss. Very, very important to get this strategy done. Otherwise, yes, I also gave her Melissa's card for that 400 morale restore every turn. You may be wondering why I didn't give it to Melissa, and I will explain that in just a minute. So Ayaka, again, geared to the teeth. She's EX3. Unfortunately, she does have to be EX3 for this strategy to work because you need her SLB up on turn 3 to prep for the burst on turn 4. So I'm sorry if you don't have EX3 Ayaka, this strategy is not going to work for you. But if you do, all right, hopefully this will work. So yeah, just best gear I could give her. Make sure she's up on killers. Obviously she needs magic killers, not physical killers, so make sure it's 300 demon human in the magic column. All right, and that's all she really needs. I gave her Resolute Knight just because it's a good card, and it does that extra 50% chain limit boost, because that's all she's lacking. Like if you have her EX3, she has a 5.5 times chain cap. So this card just kind of neatly caps that at 6 times with that 50% chain limit boost. So that's why I did that. But you can give her any card you want and then just fill her up, you know, finish off her chain cap boost somewhere else if you need to. Olive, again, stacked to the max. She got all the best gear because she is the bomb on this one. She is just bringing it big time. She always does. Love her for that. Big burst on the burst turn. So all the best Cal gear that I could give her. Make sure she's got one piece of Magister's gear for chain cap boost. Getting her killers is a little difficult, so I had to use the Ayaka special step up card because it has, oh, not that one. 100% demon killer, and so then, you know, Supreme Victor, I know that's a limited piece of gear. I had to use it. I just had to use it to get her to cap all the killers. Executioner Plus, again, that's limited from the Nier event, but it has 100% human killer, and yeah, that's what I just needed that to cap her on all the killers. So if you don't have that, you know, she's not going to perform quite as well. Just letting you know that right up front. Melissa, you notice she is dual wielding. I did give her the Dancer's Diadem. Not that it's really necessary. You don't need a provoke unit in this one, but it does help. It does help. What am I trying to say? It does help Abby not take as much damage, because when it does the single target magic attacks, that'll cause Abby to jump out in front of in cover, which activates her cover mitigation, which means Abigail won't take as much damage. So having her provoke is not a bad idea. It certainly helps Abigail stay alive. Otherwise, yeah, she is dual wielding because she is, I also gave her this for the, this is for the turn with the AoE physicals. So she will also proc this on those physical turns and get an extra 200 morale. So that's nice. Now, you see I gave her Wilk's card. All right. So I discovered that Melissa's card does not do the same dual wielding cast of morale fill. So you've probably, if you haven't tried this before, using cards like Sylvie's card or Wilk's card, if you're dual wielding, all right, meaning 2 weapons, it will cast this ability twice. And that's 700 total morale, because with Wilk's card it's 350 per cast, so that's 700 total morale. Unfortunately, her own vision card, which does 400 morale, does not proc twice. I've tested it. It does not work with a dual wielding, with a unit that is dual wielding. That's why I put it on Abigail and not on Melissa, because this way Melissa generates 7 morale every turn by proccing this twice. If you don't have Wilk's card, put Sylvie's card on her. All right, it's only 350, but that's still better than nothing. All right. Fryevia, Dark Vision Sword, just as much mag as I could put in her. Lulu's necklace, so she gets the chain, so she gets her TDH capped up, and then just nothing but killers in there to top up all of her killers. She's still 25% shy on human, but it is what it is. Obviously, she's got Ayaka's vision card so that she can use the whipped cream ability to chain with Ayaka. All right. In her Brave Shift form, she's got the Empress's Rod and the Treasured Memorial Ring for that turn 1 big boost to morale, because the boss does a 5,000 morale slap in the face on turn 1. So you want to make sure you have as much turn 1 morale fill gear as you can get to sort of take the sting out of that. Otherwise, she doesn't need anything else really in her Brave Shift form. You can basically ignore all that. All right. She just needs damage in her normal form. And yep, that's it. That's how we got it done. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Good luck if you're trying to get a rank 1. It's definitely not easy to do it without the new Ibara and without leader skills. I think once leader skills activate, this boss is just going to melt under like the new Ibara and all of that stuff. But it was fun. It was a fun little challenge, and I'm glad I was able to get my rank 1 without having to pull for the new Ibara, because as you know, I did not get one. I got skunked on my tickets. So no Ibara for me, no leader skills. Hopefully next month, all right? I'm hoping Rain comes out next month, Scarlet Rain. I'll definitely be pulling for him, or if there's an even better global exclusive unit with the next Clash of Wills with a better leader skill, I'll definitely be pulling for them. I'm going to be saving up my Lapis till then. So thank you guys so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.